Hey guys, welcome back to the Deadly Chasers Live DC Fit. We're just going to quickly go through the equipment list. So make sure you got a towel, drink bottle, your exercise mat, all right? And you'll need a chair and you'll need to be close to a wall. And if you do want a bit of a challenge, you're more than welcome to grab some cans out of the cupboard, or if you've got a 1 kilo lightweight, that'll work too. We might quickly go through the acknowledgement as well. So just before we start, I acknowledge the traditional owners we are doing the session on today, and where we're doing DC Fit, and we'll just quickly do an intro. So I'm Janice, we're going to quickly go through the DC Fit, and we've got...
I'm Semi-RC, so it's nice to have you guys back here for DC Fit today. We've got a very special session today. We're doing a Mums and Bubs session, so we've got 2 pregnant women in the studio with us today, which is pretty exciting. We've got Mickey and we've got Tace, who are both carrying beautiful babies there, gorgeous little bumps. So it's great to have you guys in the studio with us. We're also joined off camera by Bo Cruz.
Hey, you mom.
And we've also got Dr. Caroline joining us out of the studio, and we've got Janice Blackman as well.
So we might quickly go through the pelvic floor video very quickly. So with the pelvic floor video, we're just going to go through the pelvic floor exercises, which is really, really beneficial for pregnant women. So where's Dr. Caroline? We might get Dr. Caroline to touch on it a little bit as well. There you are, Dr. Caroline.
Yeah, here I am. Morning, everyone. Those exercises no one knows you're doing, but very important to do before and after pregnancy. So good to learn them as soon as possible and start incorporating them in your day.
100%. So when you're doing your pelvic floor exercises, you want to be sitting and lightly slightly forward. You can do them sitting down or standing up, all right? And what you're going to do, you're going to have a straight back, and you're going to pretend like you're going to stop mid-flow, all right? And as you do that, you want to also try squeeze your belly button towards your spine, all right? So that'll activate your core muscles and also activate your pelvic floor.
So we're pulling in and up and holding during that pelvic floor exercise.
So it's a good workout for our lady parts, and it's a very good workout, especially when we're pregnant as well.
During a lot of these exercises today, it's really important to be holding that pelvic floor. So we want to make sure that the core's nice and stable, so that we're not causing ourselves any injuries.
100%. And Dr. Caroline, can you give us like the benefits on the pelvic floor exercises?
Yeah, learning to both strengthen and relax the pelvic floor has got lifelong benefits. Keeping your bladder protected, also helping during labour in terms of your muscles relaxing, and stops things from happening later on, like prolapse and problems with losing your pee and things.
And I guess all of those mums out there would probably agree with us when you say pelvic floor or weeing or sneezing or jumping or any sort of exercise. Everyone sort of goes, oh, yep. So you know,
100%.
We all know, all the mums, sort of nodding their heads, going, yep. So yeah, we really want to enforce that and encourage people to be ensuring that they're switching on those pelvic floor muscles, especially during exercise, but also when you're not exercising. It's a great little thing you can do, sitting in the car at the traffic lights or at the desk at work. No one, like Dr. Caroline said, no one knows you're doing those exercises, so it can be done anywhere, anytime.
Especially even if you're just breastfeeding bub on the couch as well, even just watching TV. I mean, they're just great for like when you're just sitting down and chilling. It's a great exercise just to do as you're sitting down as well. We might quickly cut over to the pelvic floor video, all right? But as this is going on, if you don't have your mats or your drink bottles or anything ready, try get your drink bottle, your chair, make sure you're close to a wall as well. If you need the 1 kilo weights or the cans of food, if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, grab them now.
The pelvic floor is the base of the group of muscles referred to as your core. These muscles are located in your pelvis and stretch like a hammock from the pubic bone at the front to the tailbone at the back. and from side to side. They support the bladder, bowel and uterus, and play an important role in bladder and bowel control and sexual function. If your pelvic floor muscles don't work well, you may leak when you do things like coughing, sneezing, lifting, laughing, or exercising. To stop this from happening, you need to switch on your pelvic floor muscles. To switch on the pelvic floor muscles, you need to squeeze and draw in the muscles around your vagina, as if you are trying to stop the flow of urine. Lift them up inside. Breathe normally. Don't hold your breath or tighten your buttocks. Then let go and relax the pelvic floor muscles completely. Notice as you tighten and lift your pelvic floor muscles. They tighten and close around the anal passage, vagina, and urethra. By exercising the pelvic floor regularly, you will train your muscles to work automatically when they are needed.
Welcome back, guys. So I hope you've got your mats and your drink bottle, a chair close to a wall, and any weights or even cans of veggies or anything like that. So we're just going to go through a quick waiver for this one. Really important, I guess, if you are pregnant. We like to encourage people to participate on a level that's okay for them. So you are voluntarily participating in the DC Fit online group session, that your current health status is appropriate for an online group fitness program. These exercises are generalised and you will require a safe, clear environment to participate. Please modify them if you have any special requirements, injuries or limitations. If you need further information or support, please speak to your healthcare provider. If you have any concerns, please do not participate to avoid injury.
Good. We might just quickly touch on as well, just depending on what trimester you're in, if you are working out while pregnant as well, depending how much exercise you have done before the pregnancy, leading up to the pregnancy, then you should be fine, but also just go and check with your doctor/midwife as well, just to get a clearance for that kind of stuff.
So I guess, if if you were working out a lot before you were pregnant, then obviously you can continue that into your first trimester and on through your pregnancy. But obviously if you haven't done much exercise prior to being pregnant, then you would need to speak to your healthcare provider and make sure that you have a clearance before participating.
So our lovely ladies in the studio, so we have Mickey on the left there in the pink shirt, who is in her third trimester, and we have Tace on the right in the blue, who is in her second trimester. So we have a good range of both. Beautiful little baby bumps, as Sammy said before. Oh, I love looking at baby bumps. That's really bad of me. So we're going to quickly go through the session outline. All right. So we're going to have 4 rounds of 2 exercises, and we're going to have, so it's going to go for 4 minutes each round. All right. So 45 seconds on and 15 seconds off. So we'll go through round 1 on A and B, and then we'll go back to A and B. All right. So between rounds, we'll also have a 1-minute rest. But if we need to, because I know 45 seconds is quite a bit of time and it's quite tough. So if we need to if you guys need to lower the timing and you need to go to 30 seconds, that's okay as well.
And it's important, I guess, to go through those at your own pace. So that's why it's timed. It's not a set number of exercises that you're doing or reps that you're doing. It's at your own pace for the 45 seconds. So if you feel like it's too much, then obviously slow your reps down.
Yep. And don't forget, if you are doing the session, send in a photo, comment, and you might go on the draw to win Deadly Choices prizes, all right, and some DC Fit gear. So we might quickly go through the warm-up as well. So we got 30 seconds of each movement, all right, and our first little movement, is fast feet. So we'll see with the girls on there, we'll just go into fast feet very quickly. We'll just show them fast feet. So if you've got something in front of you, use it as a guide just to touch and then go back and forth, all right? And then our next one, we've got forward mini squat and arm swings. All right, so if you don't want to do an arm swing, or if you don't feel comfortable with belly, then just put your hands up in the air, as you can see with the girls. So as you can see, they're getting into a good squat position, keeping that chest up, and when they come up, they're just putting their hands up. All right?
That's it, nice.
And then the third movement we've got is the far side steps and the shoulder blade squeezes, our favorite. So we're going to go from side to side, and then as we go from side to side, we're going to swing our arms. So, yeah, ladies? Yep. There we go. Yep. Yep. So with this, we're just going to be trying to get that heart rate up, as any warm-up is, but also being wary of, obviously, because these two ladies are pregnant, we don't want to push them too hard either. Alrighty? That's the third movement. And then the fourth movement is our fast lateral leg and arm raise. Alrighty? So we're just going to we'll go out to the side. Yep. So as you can see with the ladies, they're just going to go to the side of their bodies. And if you can't get the legs straight, that's fine. As you can see with both of the ladies, they're only doing their bent knees. We've also got a belly in front there, so we can't really go straight knee either. All right, and then the next one is our frontal. So instead of doing lateral, we're going to go frontal. Alternate arm and leg reach. Yeah. So if you want to go straight leg, more than welcome to go straight leg, but I know it can be quite hard, especially with the belly there as well. And then the last movement, we've got our fast feet with the core twist and arm rotation. All right, and then we're going to twist that core, yep, and as far as we can. Try not to go all the way around, just because we do have that belly there, and, you know, we do want to be a bit cautious with the core as well. Yeah, so we're going to go through 30 seconds of each movement of those. All right, and we're only going to do one round. All right, are you ladies ready? All right, we'll start with our fast feet, and we'll start now.
That's it, excellent. So we want to be mindful, remembering to hold that core, pelvic floor throughout these exercises.
Mm-hmm. And also, if you guys start to feel any abdominal pain or any chest pain or any dizziness or lightheaded or any blurred vision or headaches or anything like that, something out of the ordinary, then we suggest you just stop the session. All right, and 3, 2, 1. All right, we're into forward mini squat and arm swings. All right, so squatting and then up. Yeah, beautiful. As you can see, the girls have got great form going into that squat, and as you can see with their feet, they're not too wide. All right, they're just shoulder width apart, which where your feet should be when you're squatting, and they're pushing up from their heels as well. All right, and every time they come up, they're getting their hands as high as they can.
If anyone at home's got any questions for us, make sure you comment on our
into
our live stream.
Leg raise, our lateral and arm leg raise, ladies. So into those as well. Yep. And then, yep. There we go. Come on, Tace, get in that rhythm. And as you can see with the ladies, it is a bit hard because, you know, when you do have belly there, it does chuck off your weight distribution as well. All right, so your center of gravity is not the same. All right, and 3, 2, 1, and going into the frontal alternate arm and leg reach. So, yep, there we go. Beautiful. As you can see with the ladies, they're not taking it too hard either. They're just going at their own pace. All right. If you feel like you want to go faster, more than welcome. All right. Beautiful. You got 10 seconds, ladies. 10 seconds. Keep going. This is a good one for where you want to squeeze that belly button towards your spine as well when that knee comes up. 2 and 1. And then our fast feet with the core twist and the arm rotation as well. All right. And then reach. Beautiful. And then the other side and reach. Beautiful. Doing well, ladies. Doing well. Keep going. 15 seconds. All right. 10. Keep going. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. All right. See, quick 2-minute warm up, and now we're good. All right. And grab a drink if you need to now. So we're going to go through the first round, and we'll go through the exercises as we get to each round.
So you'll see with the ladies in the studio, we've got a level 1 and a level 2.
Yep. So our beautiful Mickey on the left in our pink will be doing our level 1. And our level 1, our first exercise is squats. Yep, so she's just going down as far as she can. She doesn't have to do a deep squat or anything like that. All right, just as far as she can go down. And then our lovely Taste on the right will be doing our level 2. So she's got a squat into a knee raise. Squatting and then bringing her knees up. Yep, beautiful. So same thing there. She's only going as far as she can. Don't have to do a deep squat if you're not comfortable with going into a deep squat. All right. And then our B exercise will be for Mickey. For level 1 will be wall push-ups. All right. Mickey will be on our wall. And as you can see, she's still got her back straight, still good posture. All right. And she's just going towards the wall. She's pretty much pushing her chest towards the wall. Beautiful. And then Taste on our level 2 will be doing chair push-ups. All right. So with Taste, as you can see, her back is still straight, and then she's going to come down nice and slowly. Yep. She want to keep those elbows in though. So those elbows as close to the body as we can. There we go. That's better.
That's it.
That's good. All right. And I know 45 seconds is a long time again. All right. But if we need to stop, have a break, have a breather, and then go back into it. All righty. So.
All right, so we'll be on for 45 seconds. Are you girls ready in studio?
Yep,
All
that
right.
wasn't very that wasn't enthusiastic, girls. All right, let's get this quickly done. All right, here we go. We're gonna start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, into our squats, and then squat into knee raise. Beautiful. And as you can see, the girls have got great form there, and Taste, beautiful. Make sure you squeeze in that core as you come up as well. And pushing through your heels. Beautiful, girls. 20 seconds down, 25 to go.
Lindsay, inspirational young mums, Mickey and Taste.
Yes, 100%, 100%.
Thank you.
10 seconds, girls, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Taste, don't you stop. Don't you stop until I say 1, mate.
All right, and we're straight into our B
no, we did.
exercise. Are we going straight into the B?
We did have a 15-second
Okay,
break.
sorry, girls. I'm pushing you real hard. Usually it's Janice the one that's got the whip out. It's me today. We've switched.
Well, we'll get into it now, but just remember we've got a 15-second break at the end of our 45 seconds. So we'll start on our push-ups. Let's go, ladies.
Gee, Sammy, I would have hated to have been exercising around you when you were pregnant. No rest.
Very savage.
No rest at all. Well.
Big fit mama.
Oh, this is great. Actually, all us mums, we all know what it's like when you got to exercise and how hard it is. But just a quick half an hour or a quick 20 minutes of exercise will do you good. It'll make you feel much better as well. All right, keep going, Tace.
It's amazing.
Good
It's
girl.
amazing how much better you'll feel after a bit of exercise, even if it's just
10
going
seconds.
for a walk. If you've got other children and you are pregnant, pop them in the pram or put them on their
100%.
push bike and round the block a couple of times.
2 and 1. Have a break. 15-second break. Alrighty.
I won't push you back into the next exercise just yet.
All right, now we're back to our squats. All right, and then we're gonna go on 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Something also that also helps with yourself when you're pregnant. You also got a really bad back, let's face it, because you've got that weight right on the front.
Yeah.
And when you do exercise, it also helps with the backaches and the swelling on the lower body as well. Because it helps the circulation go back through. All right, because when you exercise, helps the blood or helps the heart pump. All right, pumps blood through the body, and that also helps with the circulation through our legs all the way down to our feet.
Have we got Dr. Caroline there that might be able to give us a bit of more insight on the benefits
10
of
seconds, lady.
exercise during pregnancy?
5.
Yeah, look, I think you've outlined lots of them,
3,
both the
2,
physical
1. Have
benefits,
a break.
but also the mental benefits are really important. And also just keeping the body strong can help even with
10 seconds,
the process of labour. Just keeping you fit can help you how you go when you're
2,
in that
1.
tough part
Into
of
our
labour.
push-ups.
Yeah, definitely, Dr. Caroline.
100%.
Really important, like you say,
Yeah.
not just physically but also mentally.
Yeah, and can help with things like, you were talking about leg swelling and things that, particularly if you can do exercise that you're not bearing weight, swimming, cycling and things can help as well to get that circulation moving
Had a girl,
and
Taste. Had a girl.
get those puffy feet.
Yeah,
Down.
definitely.
Just make sure we're breathing through these exercises too, ladies, as well. All right, we don't want to be holding our breaths. All right. And when we start to get a bit tired, we start to lose our technique. All right. And when we start to lose our technique, that's when injuries come about. All right. That's why we always say, take your time, ladies. All right. And that's it, ladies.
Good
We've
work.
got a 60-second break.
Excellent.
All right. Grab a quick drink. We'll give the ladies a few seconds before we get them to demonstrate round 2 for us.
How are you guys going at home? Let us know on the comments section. Tell us how you're feeling, if you're joining in, or whether you're going to just watch through this session and then go back to it later, because the lives are up for a little while after, so you can always go back to it if you just want to have a watch and then do it later.
To all the mob out there, make sure you're sending through your questions for Dr. Caroline. I mean, there's a lot of myths around exercising when you're pregnant. So if you do have a question or you are concerned about exercising whilst you're pregnant or anything in regards to your pregnancy, please make sure you're sending through your questions.
100%, 100%. All right, ladies, you ready to just demonstrate round 2 for us? All right, so we still got Mickey on level 1, and for our A exercise, we've got fast feet, front and back. Oh no, mineral. Has that been changed? Yeah. So,
We'll do what's on the screen.
yeah. So we're just going to go fast and feet, front and back, ladies. Yeah. So front and back, so same thing in the mini. So we're going to touch and then go back, yep. But Tace, you'll be doing it in a square, so probably follow one of those just squares on the floor there for me. Yep. And then just going from corner to corner. Yep. Beautiful. So those are fast feet. So with this, that'll be getting our glutes working on Taste for level 2 and also our legs, all right? But for Mickey, we just want our legs working. All right. And then we just got our frontal arm hold. All right. So just going to hold our hands out the front in line with our shoulders. We want to have them in line with our shoulders. Mickey's just going to hold them in place. Tace is going to do mini circles. All right? Yeah.
Or if you've got some cans at home you want to use, you can just do the frontal arm holding cans. But in studio, we've got Tace doing the rotations. That's it.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right? How you ladies feeling? Good? Give us a thumbs up. We're all good. Beautiful. All right, we might get into it. We'll give you guys another 10 seconds. All right? And then we'll get into it. All right, and we'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Beautiful, girls. So this is also getting our heart rate up, and then also we just want to be working different muscles. All right. So as you can see with Tace, when she pushes out, she's got to push off her glutes. All right, and she's got to push off that outside of her leg. Good work, ladies. Going well. 20 seconds. Here we go. 15. Out of way, ladies. Out of way.
Remembering at home, just go through at your own pace. If you're feeling like it's too much, you can stop and have a bit of a breather before you get back
5,
into it.
4, 3, 2, 1. All right, have a 15-second break. Yeah, we can hear a bit of puffing going on in the studio. They're going well, though. The girls are going well. It's a good puff, though. It's a good puff. All right, and 5, 3, 2, 1. Going straight into our frontal arm holds. Yep. Beautiful. Now, it might not seem like it's doing much, but when you've got to do this for a very long amount of time, you start to feel it after about 20 to 30 seconds. You start to feel it in there a little bit, especially with level 2 as well. Those little circles might not seem like much, but you've really got to squeeze your core as you're standing in place as well.
You'll start to feel those shoulders You can feel them tensing up,
yeah.
burning a little bit.
yeah.
And it's like Janice said, it's only a very simple movement, but very effective.
Very much so, all right? 8 seconds, girls. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, having a break. 15-second break, and then we're going straight back into our fast feet. All right? Here we go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Dr. Caroline, we had a question just come through. Is it recommended to exercise the whole way through your pregnancy?
A degree of exercise the whole way through pregnancy is quite safe, but obviously towards the end of pregnancy, most women will need to just back off a little bit and listen to their bodies in terms of how much and how long to do exercises. But yeah, the whole of pregnancy is safe to do some form of exercise, remembering that it's both the aerobic exercise and the strength-based one. So, yeah, there may need to be some variety towards the end.
2, 1.
A bit of slowing down.
Perfect, thank you.
How are you guys feeling in studio there?
Good.
Feeling good?
All right, 2, 1, into our frontal holds. And taste us back into our little circles. Out away, girls, out away.
So we've got some physical activity safety tips during pregnancy, and we'll just read a couple of those out, Janice. We've got avoiding exercise in warm and humid environments, especially during the first trimester. Avoiding isometric or static exercise that strain while holding your breath. So as we were saying before, it's really important to breathe through those exercises.
100%. And then we've also got maintain adequate nutrition and hydration. So drink liquids before and after exercise, and during as well. And also avoid activities which involve physical contact or danger of falling as well. Oh, and then we got 2 more seconds, girls, and 1. Beautiful. 15 seconds. And then we're back into our fast feet, all right?
And I guess probably one of those, the best safety tip there, and I know Dr. Caroline also touched on it, is being able
4,
to listen to your own body.
2,
So
1.
knowing your own limits.
I can do it, girls.
Knowing how it feels for you, whether it feels comfortable or uncomfortable, and making sure that you stop if it's not feeling good.
So I'm making the girls do a third round. I just realised.
So it's not just me.
So after this fast 45 seconds, we might just
We'll have a minute's rest.
we'll have a minute's rest. Just a quick incidental exercise, like why not?
We've got 5 seconds.
4, 3, 2, 1. All right, girls, we will have a 60-second break.
We will give you a break now.
Apologies for that, guys at home. That we didn't realize it was 2 rounds. I was too into this exercise. That's why. I could see them having so much fun. But yes, no, good ones. So know your limits, like Sammy said. Definitely listen to your body. That is one thing. If something doesn't feel right, definitely probably take a rest or even have a break from it. All right? And definitely probably go get that checked out by the midwife/doctor as well. Alrighty. So girls, we might quickly just run through the third round of exercises as well. If you're good to go. We've got our drinks and stuff. Yep. Now we've got the mini lateral squat. Yeah. So with that mini lateral squats, you can see with Mickey there, just gonna move that chair out of the way, and then she's just going into mini squats, all right, and then she's going from side to side. So coming back to the center and going from side to side, all right, and then taste on our level 2, we'll be just getting a tad deeper, all right. There we go, beautiful. And then make sure every time we squat, we want to be turning on those pelvic floors, all right. Make sure we're squeezing that belly button towards the spine. And also kind of like you're holding a mid-P as well. Holding that mid-flow P. And stop.
And then our next exercise, the B exercise, so level 1 will be dips with the bent knee. So this is where we'll use the chair. So it's our bent knee dips. Sit, coming down and then pulling back up. And holding the core and pelvic floor nice and tight. And then our level 2 with TACE will be dips with our straight knee. So legs out in front. Just a little bit more pressure there for this one. So if you're not feeling like you're able to do it with the straight legs, then of course come back up into the bent knee dips. If you need to, you can sit up on the chair just to have a little break in between.
Dr. Caroline, we have another question for you from Jody. After giving birth, when should you start exercising again?
It's actually interesting. Sorry, I'll just jump in there, Bo. That question.
Sorry, Dr. Sammy.
Sorry.
Girls,
It's actually interesting that question has come through, Dr. Caroline, because it was going to be our quiz question for today. So I'm really glad that was asked. I think it's a really important question to ask. So we might actually, we'll have a chat about that, I guess, and see what that is, because I think it's a really important question to ask for mums when after they've had a baby, when they can actually go back to it.
Stay tuned though. So after the exercise, we will be talking about stuff like that. So we'll be getting real into it. But yeah, we might get started, girls, because we got a little bit off topic. So we might get started on the exercise. Let's go, girls. All right, just another 45 seconds. That's it. If you can't go the 45 seconds, that's okay. Take a bit of a break and sit up on the chair. Out of way, girls, out of way. So as you can see, the girls have got still great form. All right, they haven't lost their form. Still really good form. Beautiful. 25 seconds.
So for that quiz question, guys, sorry, I probably just threw it a little bit there, but if anyone wants to jump on and comment their answer, what they think it is, and then we'll actually get Dr. Caroline, a little bit later in the session to actually answer that question, and then the winner will receive a Deadly Choices prize pack. So if you think you know the answer, jump on, comment on our live stream, and then we'll have Dr. Caroline give us the answer towards the end of the session.
All right, we're on our first 15-second break, and then we're going to get into our dips, all right? Let's get ready for our dips, ladies. So this is going to be a hard one, all right? In 3, 2, 1. So like we said before, don't strain yourself too much, all right?
That's nice, ladies. Good work.
Like I said before, 45 seconds is a very long time, all right, especially be doing this. But as you can see with the ladies, they're just taking it at their own pace. They're not going too fast. And they're not even they're not going too low either. They're just going to where they feel comfortable the most, all right? And good work, ladies. You're doing real well, all right? Doing real well. 20 seconds to go.
So it's a good thing too with exercise, during pregnancy, and we've got all those pregnancy hormones running rampant, and you'll find that you're feeling a little bit out of sorts than what you might normally be. So exercise is really good with helping to improve your mood and help with any hormonal mood swings that we might have during pregnancy.
Oh yeah, I think we've all experienced that at least once in our lifetime, haven't we? Nah, the good thing about it though is it takes up a lot of your energy. That's why it really kind of just takes out your mood swings a bit. I felt like when I was pregnant. Okay, ladies, we're back into our lateral squats. But yeah, definitely. It took a lot of energy out of me. So when I was exercising, so for me, that kind of cut down a lot of my mood swings, which my family was probably
But
thankful
your
for.
exercising wouldn't be like this, Janice. I reckon you'd be going nuts. Like looking at you now, sis, and obviously being a former sport. Oh no, you're not a former. I'm the former. Being a sportswoman, I'd just for some reason, Sammy, I don't think she'd be like that real calm, collective exercise.
No, I don't think so. I mean, and especially in the way she trains, even these days, I think that, like I said, if you were really into it before you fell pregnant, I'm sure Janice has probably got a good story for us.
But I am feeling it because I think I was a bit the same.
Yeah. and like, I don't know, it's almost like when people tell me I can't do something, I'm like, well, no, I can. Even though,
5 seconds, ladies in studio.
Here we go, and take a break, ladies, and get ready for our dips, all right? This is our last round. I am keeping count this time, I promise. All I can feel the annoyedness in their voices when I said that. They were like, yeah, you better be on our second round. Hence, mood swings. All right, girls, we're back into it. Out away, ladies. You're doing real well, all right? Our last 45 seconds of dips, and then we get a break.
So, Dr. Caroline, with that exercise and mood swings, would you be able to shed a light for us on a little bit more around, the hormones that are released during pregnancy and I guess even during exercise and how they can sort of counteract or balance one another out?
Yeah, well, there's a whole range of hormones that are released differently during pregnancy. There hasn't actually definitely been shown clear correlation how they affect mood, but some of them, like progesterone, we do know can have effect on mood and just a general sort of thinking. They talk about pregnancy brain, that you maybe can't think so clearly or your memory's not so good.
Good work, girls.
But exercise releases hormones like serotonin and dopamine, which are the kind of hormones that generally lift your mood, make you feel happier. So exercise is a really sort of quick way to lift your mood, and that's like when you're pregnant and afterwards as well. I know we're going to talk more about afterwards later.
Definitely, thank you.
All right, girls did real well on that one. That was probably our hardest round, I reckon. So just running a bit cautious on time. So we might actually skip to our fourth round. Our next round. We might just skip to our next round, with the cat and camel and bird and dog. Yeah. So the ladies will demonstrate this for us. So on our level 1, we both got level 1 as a cat and camel. I like to call it angry cat, happy cat. So as you can see with Mickey and Tace, we're going to be on all fours. And we're going to be arching our back and then pretty much sticking our butt out when we come back down. All right. And then, so as you can see, happy cat and angry cat. Yeah.
So when we're coming up into that camel pose or angry cat,
Angry
is
cat.
it? Yeah. You want to be pulling that belly button into the spine and really pulling that pelvic floor nice and tight.
And this is very easy. You can do it at home as well. This is really, really easy if you don't feel like walking or anything. This is a great exercise to just jump on the ground and just a quick 10-minute exercise, all right? And then our B exercise is our bird dog, all right? So level 1 is just a single limb. So it's kind of like a single limb raise, all right? On our fours, all right? As you can see with Mickey, you can just go around the world. So you can go arm, and then leg. And then our lovely Tace on level 2, we'll be doing double limb. So, yeah. So she'll be alternating from her opposite arm to her opposite leg. As you can see with their back, they're still staying straight as well. So with that, they'll be turning on their core and that pelvic floor. That tells me she's definitely got her pelvic floor on. Just think the benefits after it, Tate. It'll be great. It'll be very helpful. So just a quick 45 seconds on and 15 seconds off, ladies. This will be our last round, all right? All right, and we'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then straighten our cat and camel. You arch that back straight up, Tace. All the way up. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. And then back down. And then stick that butt out. Yep. Beautiful.
Can see some good comments coming through there, Bo.
Yeah, definitely. We've got so many people online saying, great work, girls. Good morning from New Zealand. Awesome.
Beautiful.
So,
come on, Tace, you got 15 seconds.
Yeah, you better be doing it right, Tace, because all these mom are watching you. But,
the world is watching.
I think people are really
Mickey.
enjoying
Good girl.
the fact that we have
5 seconds.
this opportunity, for our
2,
mums that are pregnant.
1. Have a break. Have a break.
Doing these exercises, I mean, you don't really see this much. So it's normally, normally fit people, but it's good to see the actual pregnant mothers doing the exercises.
Awesome. It's so good.
It's great.
And knowing that we all don't struggle with it.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. And then we're into our bird dog, sorry, not bird and dog, just bird dog. And Mickey doing our lovely single limb And as you can see, with their backs, they are perfectly straight. I reckon I could balance a glass of water on them. Perfect.
But to all the mob out there that are tuning in, please make sure you're sending in any questions you have. We've got Dr. Caroline online as we speak, ready to answer any of your questions that you do have.
Out of way, girls. Out of way. Keep going. So you got 15 seconds. 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful.
Well done.
So you got one more round, ladies. That's it. And I'm keeping count.
We're
I'm keeping count.
keeping track of ourselves here. We're getting a bit carried away. It's much easier when you're on the mic than it is when you're out there on the floor, definitely.
It's because this is a great thing. This is a great topic. I love talking about this topic. If you really know me, you know I got no shame talking about this topic, eh?
That's it.
All right, girls, we're back into our cat and camels. Here we go. And like these kind of conversations, they can go on forever, can't they? They really can.
Yeah, we were saying, you know, off camera before we started the session, you know, how much we do love having a yarn about, you know, being mums and what it was like and our own experiences and things like that. So definitely after the session, stay tuned because we're going to have a bit of a yarn about our own experiences. And, you know, we've all had different experiences. So it's definitely a good laugh and a good yarn.
It's going to be interesting.
There'll be some horror stories.
That's right. That's right. All right, girls, you got 15 seconds. Keep going. Out of way. This is a great exercise to keep that pelvic floor as well. So make sure that pelvic floor is turned on. When that arch comes up, that's when you want to be pushing that belly button towards your spine. All right, and 15-second break. Good work, girls.
Coming into our last exercise now. Let us know how you're going at home.
Sammy, don't you think Janice is looking very glamorous today?
She is looking very deadly today.
I
my
always
sis.
am glamorous. Like,
I
except
just had to
for...
put it out there.
Actually, I commented the other day. I was like, oh, you know what? This is what I look like outside of a workout. Like, I'm pretty sure in a workout, I'm a complete catfish. I'm
His hair is
that
everywhere.
workout is
TikTok
like,
of the catfish TikTok.
Bruh, that like workout. My hair is like an afro, man. Like curls are flying left, right, and center. Like sweat's coming down here, and I'm like twitching my eye a little bit. Like, okay, sorry, we got a bit off topic. Topic.
All right, and we're going back into our last exercise. So our bird dog, level 1 single, and then for our level 2 with Taste, doing the double. Our last exercise for the session.
Beautiful. You know what though? I only try to live up to Sammy's expectation because she always comes to work with her hair like this, and I'm like, you know, I've got my inspiration is Sammy today. Like my hair for my inspiration
What can
is
I
Sammy
say, you
today.
know?
So I'm like, she my goals when I come to work. I'm like, I'm gonna be looking as good as that one day.
Well, if only I could do my makeup that deadly, you know, I would do it, but I'm not that talented. So
I'm not gonna lie. That's a lot of years of like practice. Like
Mickey,
a lot of years.
We had a comment just come through saying, Mickey, wow, great for your last trimester, sister.
2 and 1 girls, and then we're done.
And doesn't she look fabulous? They both do. Deadly sisters there.
Right? Beautiful.
Our deadly mums to be.
Can't see anything below that belly, but never mind. I was like that, honestly, when I was pregnant. I was trying to like look all the way down. I was like, I can't see anything.
You can't
Never
see your
mind.
toes or anything. So have a bit of a rest there, ladies, and then we'll go through some exercises to cool down at the end before we get into our yarn.
How you feeling, ladies? You want to give us a thumbs up? How we feeling? Good. See, and that's just a quick 20-minute exercise that we can do at home, and it's not too strenuous. It's not too hard. All right, it's nice and easy. Just gets the body moving, gets that blood circulating. All right.
Gets us feeling nice and warm too, you know, coming into those cooler months. It's a bit of a struggle to get out and about and do some exercise, but you'll definitely feel a lot better for it if you do.
Mm-hmm. So, good. All right, we might just get into a quick warm down. All right, and we might just do a couple of stretches. Hey, ladies.
All right, so we might get you to just lift one leg up, holding at the back, so pulling up. That's it, and keeping your knees in nice and close, and then pushing through the hips, pushing the hips forward, and you'll feel that up the front of the thigh.
If you need to hold onto a chair or a wall or something, and just have some support there next to you, yeah, that'll be good as well.
I think it's really important to keep comfortable during these exercises and any exercises that you are doing at home, just because as your pregnancy goes on, a lot of your ligaments definitely start to get a lot softer, and you don't want to be, straining and pulling something whilst you're exercising. So just if you are feeling any discomfort, just have a break, have a bit of just stop and see how you're feeling, and if you're comfortable to go on with it, just go on with it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's it. And then we've got the girls doing another stretch here in the studio, just pulling that arm across and holding with the other arm.
Thought our ladies did really well today in the studio. Did really, really well.
They did amazing. So we might just get some arm swings.
Just to keep that body moving at the same time, but also cooling down.
That's it. Just a couple of little arm swings.
I think, post this exercise, we're going to be having a bit of a yarn to all our different mums in here and our mums-to-be, just about, I suppose, their journey, some of the things around COVID-19 and during pregnancy, and also, things that we may not have remembered during this time as, COVID sort of taken over all of our lives, especially with our pregnant mums, and just a bit of a reminder of what needs to be done before baby comes. So stick around.
Definitely. As you can see with the ladies, they're doing a calf stretch and / hammy stretch. But, with them bellies in front, I know you can't get all the way down. You're right, girls. Just go as far as you can, even if that's just touching your knees, and then just slowly going down as well. And if you got a chair, it's even beneficial just to chuck your leg up on the chair and then push down as well if you need to. There we go. Well, that's as much easier as well, all right? Yeah. There we go. Yeah. So you find what works for you, especially with the things you've got around you. And if that's chairs, all right, even if you have a partner there with you or a friend or family, they can help you stretch as well, all right? I think that'll do us, hey? If you need to do any more stretches, more than welcome to. Like I said, just because our segment cuts off doesn't mean you have to stop stretching as well. You can always do more stretches at the end. All right.
So we're going to throw to a couple of ads now while we get the girls over, because we're going to have a bit of a yarn afterwards. So stick with us, and like Janice said, if you feel you need to stretch through those ads, by all means, we'll see you soon.
Hey you mob, being fresh out of the womb means Bub's immune system is not as strong as ours. Social distancing needs to be practiced now more than ever. We know how newborns can make the mob very clucky, and it can be overwhelming at times. Remember, this is a special time to allow you as a parent a quiet moment to bond and connect with Bub. If you have any questions or concerns, please call the Hub on 07 3274 5700 or talk to your family support worker.
To all you mob out there whose family member is about to have a bub, please show your support to Bub and parents, and make sure you're practicing physical distancing when Bub is born. We all want our mob to grow strong and healthy.
Hey everyone, have you had a yarn to your little one about the coronavirus? In these uncertain times, it's important we continue to share how we feel. Remind Bub that these changes won't last forever, and that being healthy is the most important thing. Head to the Deadly Kindies Facebook page to find out ways to support your bub, well-being and development at home.
Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm here with the lovely Mickey, who has just finished exercising, all right? And also we got in the studio Bo as well. So all three of us are going to be having a good old yarn here. So Mickey works for our BIOC team as a receptionist. So Mickey, you want to kind of introduce yourself a little bit for us?
So I'm Mickey. I do work at BIOC, Birthing in Our Community, if nobody knows, and that's a antenatal program that is in partnership with IUE, AICS and the MARTA.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So, and for those who don't know me, I'm Janice Blackman. I am a Deadly Choices ambassador, all right? And we've also got Bo de la Cruz in the studio with us as well.
I'm just on Facebook at the moment.
Behind the
Answering
scenes.
all your questions.
Yeah, so Bo will be answering all the questions. If you need to chuck some questions down for us, definitely chuck the comments in there, all right? And we'll be answering along as we go.
We've still got Dr. Caroline online.
Oh, yeah, and
I
Dr.
think, as well,
Caroline.
yeah.
Where's Dr. Caroline? There you are.
Don't forget about her. She's the most important one.
Yeah, right?
No. I've moved rooms, but I'm still here.
So we're just going to quickly go through a couple of personal journeys and we're going to share some stories as well. So, Mickey, do you want to... How far are you along, Mickey?
I am 31 weeks on Monday, so have a bub due in early August.
Baby boy, baby girl?
Boy.
Got any names picked out so far?
No, not yet. No, not yet. It's hard to, I think you got to see their face before you go and pick a name.
Yeah, they say that a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
They really say that when you see bub, that's when you definitely know.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you don't want people stealing your name either.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But so you want to tell us about your pregnancy journey, how you've been feeling through the trimesters, like your first trimester, second trimester, and then now you're in your third. You know,
Actually been pretty good. I didn't really get any morning sickness. It was more like sleeping, like insomnia and everything like that. Now I'm starting to feel a lot more tired. So a lot more heavy. He's a big boy. So
oh no.
yeah, and like pelvic pain and stuff like that. But we're coming in close to the end now, so it's good. But other than that, I've been pretty good.
Yeah, cool. So I'll quickly share with my pregnancy story.
Yeah.
So I got no shame sharing this pregnancy story. If you do know me, you definitely know I got no shame sharing this pregnancy story. So, because I'm an ambassador, I'm actually an elite athlete as well. So I play softball for Australia. And a couple of years ago, so I actually found out I was pregnant 3 years ago. The only catch there was I found out quite late. So late means third trimester. I found out my third trimester. So I also found out while I was in America actually playing professionally. Yeah. So it was crazy, but I actually found out through a blood test. And
I feel like it's common though.
yes, it is
There's a
very
few different stories where women don't know.
Because I went to the doctor and I said to him, like, as soon as I got in there for my first examination and the first doctor's appointment that I had with the midwife and stuff was, I'm not getting any symptoms, doc. And I didn't get, I got all my lady stuff. I got all my lady stuff still. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And he said it was very, very common. That actually happens quite a bit as well. So
It would have been scary though.
It was at the time, but like when I first found out, I was like more in disbelief because I hadn't gotten any bigger.
Yeah.
It did look like I just ate very grubby food. To be honest. It just looked like I snacked a lot, really.
Yeah.
But no, it was as soon as probably after a week after I found out, I was fine because I was like, you know what?
You go into mum mode then, don't you?
I went instantly into mum mode, and beforehand I wasn't really like a big kind of like socializing person, I guess. So none of that kind of changed for me. Kind of changing all those choices and stuff. But I was thankful for it because literally as soon as I got back, I popped and dropped. Pretty much.
Popped and dropped.
I popped and
use
dropped.
That.
Literally just popped and then I dropped straight away. And they do say boys tend to drop earlier. Yeah, but how about
Is
you?
that can Dr.
Is this
Caroline
one of our
answer those
myths?
questions? There's a couple of things, Dr. Caroline, that I'm hearing. I'm hearing about the eating for two. I'm hearing about boys drop earlier. Can you please explain if these are myths or what's the go?
Boys drop earlier. That's a myth. I mean, I guess everything that's said about between boys and girls, you've got to remember it's like generally 50-50. So it might appear like it's more common, but that can happen by chance. So that goes in the myth.
How about the symptoms and stuff? How about the symptoms, like not getting any symptoms and all that kind of stuff? Because I'm not sure if it was just me having a psychological thing. I'm not quite sure.
Well, they do say that like different genders, you crave different things. That's, I mean.
And this is why we got Dr. Caroline.
Is this a myth or is this not a myth?
Yeah. I think there are some people who get no symptoms at all, and some people, as you know, who get shocking symptoms the whole way through. Everybody's different. I don't know what happened with you, Janice.
No, I don't think no one did. I don't even know what happened to me.
But you were lucky if you didn't get symptoms, and I guess you're a good example of that. You can exercise safely, right? Well into pregnancy.
Yeah, definitely.
It was, because that was literally the first question I asked the doctor as well. I was like, "Can I still exercise? Can I still go for runs and stuff like that?" And doc did say, like, obviously be wary, and I do know I'm stubborn at times, but at that time I did listen to the doctor and I did take on board what he said, because. And like Bo said just before as well, when your ligaments start to soften and your joints start to soften as well, and I've already got bad ankles, so I was constantly rolling my ankle all the time. So I was like, I had to take it careful. I had to be careful on a lot of things. And I'm also a very clumsy person. So that was the other thing I was very, very weary of,
Yeah, definitely.
But if you're used to and you want aerobic exercise, I was saying that before, that's where something like swimming comes in, because you can still get your heart rate going like a run, but it's much safer in terms of falling or damage to your joints, because your weight's all supported by the water. So I'm a big advocate for swimming in pregnancy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I have heard, I know everyone can't see me, but you can all hear me. The water aerobic stuff, especially for people that do have a lot of knee problems or ankles, and like Dr. Caroline said, it's a lot safer jumping in the pool, because you are getting your heart rate up. So like a lot of the water aerobic stuff is not just for the elderly, but for the pregnant as well.
That's right. But you look at even if you look at all the swimmers, and not even just elderly, like even before pregnancy and stuff like that, like it's tough. I'm not gonna lie, swimming is tough, and it's good exercise. It is really good exercise, because it does take a lot out of you.
Yeah.
I've got Keith online. He said, my wife got morning sickness. I got egg cravings. And I hated eggs, he said. So I wonder what happened there.
Dr. Caroline? How about men getting their cravings? How do
men feel the I suppose the effects of women's pregnancies?
Men, you're more than welcome to comment too.
I guess there's lots of stories there. I don't think there's any good medical explanations for that.
Well, I guess
there are definitely men that get.
On occasion,
It's
I know mine
symptoms.
Or
does. If
that's
I
just an
could-
excuse to eat.
Yeah,
Well, my
yeah,
wife's
yeah.
pregnant,
That
so
I'm
I
gonna
can eat
eat
whatever
that.
I want to. No, guys, that's not the way it is. Sorry.
So can we go back to the eating for two question, because I think
Yes,
that's a
eating for
really
two.
important one.
Yeah, definitely.
That you are eating for your developing baby, but that's not a whole extra person, whole extra adult portion, and it depends a little bit on your pre-pregnancy weight, how much you should be gaining. So everyone should gain a little weight in pregnancy, and it's not a good time to try and lose weight. But if you're underweight before pregnancy, you've probably got a little bit more leeway to gain up to sort of 12 to 16 kilos. If you're in a healthy weight range, it's more like 11 to 15 kilos, and then if you start pregnancy over your ideal weight, then probably gaining a little bit less than that, in the sort of 5 to 7 or 5 to 9 kilos. So you are eating a bit extra, and certainly the types of food you eat are important. But it's not like double Big Macs.
A double Big Mac.
Well, that's definitely true. Because
one for him, one for you.
Well, the thing is, I love sushi as well, and I was not allowed to eat sushi. I wasn't allowed to eat any seafood, and I love seafood too. And I was like, no, because my mum, because I was living with my mum at the time, she was very, very strict on what I would eat and like that kind of stuff. Especially with my mum being a nurse, she was very adamant on what I would eat, and whatever you do with your body will also benefit bub.
That's right.
Yeah.
Dr. Caroline, I want to ask you a question about that, in terms of, like, a lot of people may not know why you shouldn't eat certain foods like certain cheeses, certain obviously seafood and stuff. What can you explain to our viewers what the possibilities are and why we should try and steer clear from those types of foods?
Yeah.
Those types of food have been shown to have a higher risk of containing a bacteria called Listeria, and that has been associated with anything from miscarriage to early labour, or even in a very bad case of that infection, losing the baby. So those sorts of foods, yes, soft cheeses, raw seafoods, pâtés, even some salad dressings, particularly those that you would buy outside that have been sitting around in a. So there are some cautions. Generally, the best foods to eat are the fresh foods that you've prepared at home. But certainly avoiding those things, and you can get lists of those things. To be aware of if you don't have Janice's mum to keep a close eye on you.
And I'm sure she's watching and tuning in right now. Like, she knows what was going on in that household.
I must confess, when I had my babies a long time ago, we didn't know about Listeria, and I've always sort of felt a little bit grateful for that, because like you, I love my seafood and things, so we didn't know about that back then.
Panic.
There's a lot more caution now.
Yeah, definitely. But we might go quickly into our postnatal care, just have a yarn about that as well real quickly. So obviously you haven't had your bub yet. You started thinking about, obviously like you've gone through the clinical system as well, like, especially working at Bioc must be much easier to get in there.
It is. It's working at Bioc, it's helped a lot. But definitely, I guess, from a Bioc standpoint, it's not just I guess the health checks after you give birth. It's things like registering bub for birth certificate. Obviously with that through IUE and the AMSs, you can also get the Deadly Choices birth certificate. So that's another plus if you and your bub go for the 715 health check.
There it is.
0 to 5 years old. So that's also a really good initiative that helps our mob, and things like Centrelink, housing, are really, really important, and Medicare, because you need all of that for bub as well, and giving them the best you can.
And I think, and like we yarned about before, because of COVID-19 and what we've been going through, we tend to forget this. And I remember having a bit of a yarn, and I'll have a yarn to taste again very soon about these things, and may not knowing about, especially with the Centrelink stuff. Like if your employee or employer is not paying your maternity leave, then it's so important that you need to start getting onto that stuff now, because the paperwork can be a bit overwhelming.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
And I guess
you are going back and forth with Centrelink a lot. So I think you need to get onto it now. I know when you do have a baby, the midwife or whoever's in there will come in with a piece of paper that you sign, and then you take that to Centrelink. It's like proof of baby. So then your payments will start coming, be able to come in once you've had baby. But for me, I know being prepared for that is definitely something that you need to be, because once you're having baby, you're so worried about everything else. You know what I mean? Like in terms of having baby, you're breastfeeding. Are you eating the right foods?
And your mind slips that other stuff.
And depending on what kind of pregnancy labour you have, whether it be a cesarean or whether it's a normal vaginal birth, you're still recovering from that. So that stuff hurts. You know what I mean? So the last thing you want to be worrying about is how you're getting paid, how you're actually going to be feeding yourself and your family. So make sure that you're definitely prepared for it before you go in to have bub.
And unfortunately, nobody else can do those things for you. You have to, being mum and everything like that, you have to take responsibility with doing that. But it's something that I guess we'd all forget.
Yeah, definitely. It sits at the back of our minds too. Like I was one of those people who definitely, like, it sat at the back of my mind. Like I didn't realize about the Centrelink stuff until after I actually had Bub.
Yeah.
And you know, like as soon as I contacted Centrelink, and we all know what it's like to sit on the line for Centrelink and stuff like that. It is a bit of a wait.
Yep.
So then, like, sometimes you get too impatient and then you hang up and then you just don't get back to it. But once I got all that kind of stuff organized, like I was so much more relaxed.
That's
and I could only, like, after I got all that stuff organized with Bub and his birth certificate and Centrelink and all that kind of stuff, then I was completely free to worry about myself. Especially because, you know, I was playing a high elite sport and I was trying to get back into it. So that was my first priority after I had Bub was, you know, get back into it. So obviously I stayed in touch with the doctor, all right? Always stay in touch with your doctor about that stuff too, because that is really, really important.
Definitely.
Especially with me, you know, trying to get back into fitness and stuff. He had to...
And it's definitely just like so important with the 6 weeks postnatal check. That's when Bub can get their needles and everything like that. So that's probably one of the most important things as well. And even the 7 to 10 day check is always important. So just keep, like Janice said, in contact with your midwife, with doctors and AMSs. It's so important.
All right, we might quickly cut to some ad breaks, but when we come back, we're going to have Bo, Sammy, and Tace. So those guys are going to be coming on and having a yarn with you as well about their personal journeys and their stories that they got lined up for you. So stay tuned for that, all right?
Hey everyone, have you had a yarn to your little one about coronavirus? In these uncertain times, it's important to continue to share how we feel. Remind Bub that these changes won't last forever and that being healthy is the most important thing. Head to the Deadly Kindies Facebook page to find out ways to support your Bub's wellbeing and development at home.
In these uncertain times, it's important to look out for our mob. And if you feel someone's doing it tough, check in, give them a call and let them know that you're thinking of them.
Yeah, uncertainty always makes us feel anxious. One of the ways of combating that is to get good information and to stay in touch with the people we know and love. So that doesn't necessarily mean seeing them in the flesh. It could mean making contact with them via the phone, via social media, or over Skype and seeing them that way. There are lots of ways to keep in touch.
Hey, you mob. Welcome back. Thank you to Janice and Mickey for that deadly yarn about your journeys and some of the things that you may be forgetting whilst you're pregnant with Bub or post-baby as well. I'm Bo Cruz, Deadly Choices Ambassador. I have with me the beautiful Tace, who is 24 weeks pregnant, one of our DC programs officer, and of course our mum of 5. She's an amazing woman, this woman, Sammy RC. She'll be on our Facebook comments and also having the yarn to us about what we're going to talk about in the next couple of minutes. So firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today and pay my respects to elders past and present. And I just want to have a chat to Tace. She's a new mum, or she's going to be a new mum. She's 24 weeks pregnant at the moment. How's it all been going for you, sis? I mean, you know, being a new mum, and I know with Sammy, she'll agree with me, is so daunting. You know, you don't know what to expect. You're nervous. You're probably hearing everybody else's horror stories, you know, about their pregnancy, and you may be hearing some. So for you personally, how's it been so far, 24 weeks?
Yeah, it's been good so far. Like at the start, I was really sick, but when I got to around like 14 weeks, it just went away. Like I was being real dramatic too.
Oh, that's not like you, Tace.
Yeah. No, because I was like, I never felt like sickness like that before. Just the morning sickness, like all day, you know, just that nausea. And so I was just like, oh, what is this? Just laying up, rubbing my belly all the time.
And what were some of the signs and symptoms that you thought, I might be pregnant here?
Oh, I just thought I was straight away. Like I just knew I was. I don't know what it was. Yeah. And then when I found out I was like I was in shock, like I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I just the first thing I thought of was just to ring like the AMS straight away.
Awesome. Yep.
Yeah, the clinic, and just get booked in so they can help me.
Yeah, and what was that process? Like you went to the AMS, and then what did the doctors do from there, or the nurses?
So I went in around, I think I was like 7 weeks when I first went in. And then they just like linked me straight away with like the midwife. Like they gave me a midwife appointment, and then linked me in for like my first scan to find out my due date. So like they started like straight away. Like put me on like iron tablets straight away, just like got me ready. Yeah,
Awesome. And I mean, like you went in and did you sort
deadly.
of say, oh, I think I might be pregnant, and then they've given you a test there, and then to actually confirm it?
Yeah, they had to confirm it just in case, but they were like, after not even like a minute, they were like, yeah, you are. They're like too quick.
Exactly.
So I just knew I was. I don't know what it was, but like, and I didn't get my things as well. So that was a main cycle.
So now, since you've been there, I mean, for a lot of, like, there could be women on here that are thinking about getting pregnant, that may be pregnant and going, yeah, I totally get what she's talking about, you know. So from there up until 24 weeks, you've had blood tests, you've had scans. Talk us through them.
So when I first went in, they gave me a blood test straight away because they need to find out like your blood type to see, because there's like a rare blood type thing. I don't know, if you are negative, I think, and your baby's positive, like your blood might clash, like something like that. So I was like learning all these different things I never heard about before, and it just makes you like want to go home and like look at all.
I might head to Dr. Caroline on that. Dr. Caroline, with the positive and negative blood samples, what can you tell us what that might be a bit about?
Yeah, there is a problem that can occur, exactly as Tay said, if the mum is negative, which basically means she hasn't got a certain factor in her blood, and about 15% of us are negative. I'm one of those Rh negative women, And the interesting thing about that is actually why you need to know is not so much for this pregnancy, but it's to do things that prevent that being a problem in future pregnancies. It's to do with the circulation of the baby or pregnancy mixing with your circulation. So if you're negative, you need to know, because if you have any bleeding or when your baby's actually born, you need to have a special injection to stop your body forming antibodies against that factor, that rhesus factor, Rh factor. It's that could then cause very serious problems for future pregnancies. So it's a little bit complicated, that one.
Yeah,
it's much simpler if you're positive.
It's actually good to know. Like, I think if you know sort of why you're going to do things and why you're being tested, etc., for stuff, it's so good to know, just because you're more likely to you're caring for your baby in the first place, but you're more likely to just be very careful and know that there are reasons why you should be going and get your gestational diabetes stuff done. You should be going to every single scan because of, you want to know about the development of baby and make sure that baby is growing at the rate it should be. And so I think, that's amazing, Dr. Caroline. Thank you for that. So I suppose, and now, can we reveal what you're having, Taze?
Oh, yeah. I'm having a boy.
You're having a boy. Oh, that's so lovely. Boys are good. Hey, Sammy.
I've got 4 boys.
Yeah.
So 4 boys and 1 little girl.
Yeah. So I suppose we'll quickly have a yarn about our journeys. Myself, I have 3 children. I was a former sportswoman. Played all the contact sports. Just what an idiot. And I remember with my first son, I found out at the just after the Deadly Awards one night. I wasn't feeling well and
wasn't feeling deadly.
Well, I wasn't feeling deadly. That's right. And my sussers were sore, and I'm like, I think I need to go. What's going on here? Because this is not normal. And I went and checked, and I actually checked while I was in Sydney because I was still living in Darwin at that time. Yeah. So I found out I was pregnant, and I didn't realise that I was actually pregnant whilst I was still playing, like Janice. I was playing Union Sevens over for the All Nations in Fiji.
Yeah, wow.
And I would have been around 2 or 3 weeks pregnant. So it was pretty crazy. But that my pregnancy, and you know what, it's funny because one of my cousins who, you know, I love her to death, but she's not the sane person most of the time. But she goes to me, she actually brought me back down to earth, because I had those issues of, oh my God, I'm going to put on weight. Oh no, I'm going to do this. You know, how am I going to get back to sport? And she just turned around and said, you know what, Bo, relax and just enjoy it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so that's probably my advice. It's been to Taste, because Taste sits next to me, you know, and I just said, just enjoy it. Like, don't worry about, you know, putting on weight or, you know, doing all this stuff, because that's normal. And I think if we just enjoy it and you know, take in that we've got a beautiful little human being growing inside our bodies, and how deadly women are. I just want to say how deadly are women, that we can create another human being. Just saying, with the help of, you know, of people and other men and stuff and whatever, bless them.
But the process, you know, of carrying a baby is beautiful, and even though during the process it seems like a really long time, I think Bo, you'll agree, when you look back, you think it was only that 9 months and now it's over. Like and it was and like every time I got pregnant, I've got 3 babies now, all different pregnancies. I was lucky. I never got one bit of morning sickness. So I was pretty lucky. I didn't have very many cravings. I think I used sometimes my pregnancy as an excuse to eat certain food. Definitely.
But but I always ate healthy. I did exercise during my pregnancy, and as like Janice, I was a bit of a crazy woman with my first pregnancy. I was still doing hill sprints and going crazy at nearly 6 months pregnant, and then when I stopped sort of training, and you know everything loosened up down there, and nearly having to go to the toilet every time I jumped, I sort of backed off a bit. So I think that was a really good indicator of that I needed to back off, was when I started to feel stuff, not normal stuff happening down there. So I think with my second son, we had him. So Kobe was born in Darwin. Had my second son down here. And my daughter, she's I feel sorry for the for what she's about to become in terms of her diva personality. Miss Lila, she is crazy, but they change your life. Hey, Sammy.
Yeah, definitely. I guess for my personal experience, I was a really young mum. So I was pregnant at 18 with my eldest son, and had him just after I turned 19. And from there, I guess I wasn't actually ready to have kids when I fell pregnant, and I was saying actually on the tobacco podcast the other day that, I smoked and everything before I had kids. I didn't feel like I was in the best position to be having kids, but I was lucky in the fact that it turned my life around and changed the way that I viewed things. And I then had this realization that, my life's not actually about me anymore. It's about my kids. And from there, I continued to have kids. And like I said, I have 5, and they've been an absolute blessing for me. So I think, for young women out there, or young mums that are not sure about the process, or thinking, what have I got myself into, you will be okay. And you manage and you make do, and they're the best thing in the world.
And I suppose now with the programs that we have, BIOC, Birthing in Our Community program, I had both my boys in private, and then I went to Birthing in Our Community for daughter, and that was the most amazing experience. So the support, if you are a young mum, or if you aren't a young mum and you are a mum for the first time, like Tace or Mickey, and you're a little bit, you're a bit overwhelmed, a bit of anxiety around it. The support systems that are out there now, and I'll talk personally on BIOC, Birthing in Our Community, was amazing for me. Even being a third time mum, those mob out there at Salisbury, honestly, they were just amazing. And I was at the time with my employment, because it was hard to get out of work, I had my midwife. So I get my own personal midwife, and she was actually coming out to do my appointments with me at work. So like for that just felt so personal, and actually felt like somebody really, really cared. And she'd come home to my house, and just because they have that understanding of and that cultural appropriateness as well around Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander mums and people, it was just perfect. You know what I mean? So, you know, if you don't have a way of getting to the clinic or getting to your scans or whatever, BIOC are there. And they're there to support you the whole way through and post-baby.
Yeah,
you know what
that's
I mean?
right.
So they were really, really good. And that was from my own personal experience. And then I had sister at the Mater and, you know, just... my midwife through the whole thing, like, bless her, I called her, I think, at 1:30 in the morning saying, I think my water's broken. And she's like, I could hear her dying because she's tired. And she goes, all right, I'll meet you at the hospital in, you know, half an hour. And she was there. Yeah. Yeah, bless her, like, because my husband was sitting on the chair and I told him, look, just go to sleep. Like, I can't be, I can only have one voice in my head, and that was the midwife. And I didn't have, for my two boys, I had a few drugs and whatever, but for this one, I had nothing. I just had the gas. So, you know, she was, and obviously my third baby, but because she made me feel so comfortable and talked me through everything, because every labour is pregnant, is different, sis? Like,
definitely.
not one labour is the same. It is like, and
definitely.
it was just amazing. So, I mean, you know, the best advice I can give somebody like Tace, I'm not this big, you know, obviously Sammy's sitting over there with 5 kids, but it's just enjoy it, bub. It's just definitely enjoy it. Make sure you're prepared, and, you know, like, and you're bringing another life into this world, and it's just such a beautiful feeling. And I suppose, with the and I said it in our last podcast, and Mickey was with me, and we're yarning about people getting offended by you know, I see a lot of posts go up on Facebook saying, look, I'm sorry if you haven't had your 6 weeks, you're whooping cough, or you're not immunised, or you are smoking, and they don't want you around their brand new baby. Don't get offended by it. Get over it. You know what I mean? That's you know, that's the time that baby is building up their immune system. Dr. Caroline, if you can chime in at any time here, like, it's so important that we are keeping our babies so protected during those first 6 weeks, and we can't afford to have people that are just ignorant and want to see the baby because they want to see the baby around our children if they're not doing the right thing by us and by our new baby. Is that right, Dr. Caroline?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really important to just take a step back and realise that keeping the baby safe before their immune system strong, before they've had their own vaccinations, that's really sensible. The other thing I just have a plug is, and you know, pregnant women will know about this, but having your whooping cough booster while you're pregnant actually directly protects the baby in the first couple of months before they've had vaccinations. And that's something that just sometimes gets missed out because the midwives and hospitals send you back to your GP for that. So you either have to go to your GP, your AMS, or you know, come into BIOC itself to have that whooping cough vaccination from 24 weeks on. So Taze can have hers soon.
And the
I'm
flu
sure
shot is totally safe, isn't it, to have whilst you're pregnant as well?
Yeah, and flu shots have actually always been recommended in pregnancy. We're sort of, I guess, really pushing everyone to have flu shots this year, but pregnant women have always been advised to have flu shots because the flu itself in pregnancy can be really dangerous, you know, high fevers and the actual infection of flu is not good in pregnancy. So, yeah, anyone who hasn't had a flu shot yet who's pregnant, but also those who are around pregnant women, then hop on in and get your flu shot.
Perfect. Thank you, Dr. Caroline, for that. So we are running out of time, ladies. It was deadly to yarn to use today. And I suppose, Sammy, have you got any advice?
So I was just going to say there we might draw the winner of our quiz, and we might get Dr. Caroline to give us the answer of that question that I so cheekily butted in on earlier.
So the question was?
How soon after having baby or post-baby can you return to exercise safely?
And you didn't prep me for this question because it could be a long answer or a short answer. The short answer is generally, you know, if you want to put it in a very simple term, it's around 6 weeks, but it does depend on whether it's been a normal delivery or a cesarean, whether they've been any complications like heavy blood loss, and really, I guess, the types of exercise you're talking about. So some things just very gently, and particularly things like the pelvic floor and some basic core exercises can be started as soon as you feel comfortable with them. But other things later on, and certainly after caesareans, you need to be careful. And generally, that's 6 or even 8 weeks after a caesarean.
So would you recommend that, because we sort of have that 6-week check after baby, that's probably about the time, give or
generally,
take 6
as I
weeks,
say, the simple answer is 6 weeks. But a bit like we've talked about in pregnancy, and as a couple of you have alluded to, there are some people who have different sort of training programs and needs that may individualise things a little bit differently. And say something like swimming, for instance, that's a little bit dependent on whether your bleeding stopped and therefore whether there's any risks of infection from the open bleeding from the inside the womb. But so if you're keen to do something before 6 weeks, then that's a good time to talk to your midwife or even consult a physiotherapist. So certainly some people have been doing back exercises, for instances, and may want to start something gently. But it's a bit like we've said during pregnancy. Don't push it. Listen to your body. Take it slowly.
Thank you, Dr. Caroline.
Our winner that has commented on that is actually Jody Loy. So if you want to inbox the Deadly Choices page, we'll get a DC merch pack out to you. So thanks for that.
Perfect. Thank you, Dr. Caroline, Sammy and Tace for joining us today.
Thank you.
I think it's a little special edition, isn't it, on Mums and Bubs and exercising and all things pregnancy and labour. So, if you do have any questions, just swing them through to our Facebook page. Thank you for everybody for joining us, or the ladies sitting down. If you are heading to any of the marches today around the country, please be safe. Remember, we're not out of the woods yet, but Black Lives Matter for me every day. So please take care if you are heading to those marches and making sure that we are keeping our social distancing and practicing all things good hygiene. So thank you again, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Caroline, for coming on today, and we will catch you next week. Make sure you tune in live for all our DC Fit, Good Quick Tucker, Deadly Kindies, all next week. See you later.
Thank you.